the full moon in Cancer on the 3rd of January, the first full moon of this year, 2026. The full moon is, of course, all about harvesting and celebration, honor what needs to be honored, and of course look at what has been bearing fruits up until this point. So the Cancer is the patriarch or matriarch within the Western astrology, and they are ruled by the moon. So this is a very strong energy when we have a full moon in the ruling sign. Of course, to Cancer, family is everything, and you will be maybe extra sensitive for energies throughout this weekend. We had a message, if you watched my video about the upcoming this weekend, we got a message about sensitivity, so take extra good care of yourself. Quantities of Cancer is they have, unfortunately, some mood swings, possessiveness, bad at taking criticism, and sometimes very insecure in themselves. So since this is, of course, in a zodiac sign that are very focused on the family, of course, you will maybe be focusing on family matters, things that had gone wrong with family, and it's encouraging you now to get an instead of having a subjective point of view, maybe look at it from different angles, from an objective point of view. So take really good care of yourself, since we have a full moon that is ruling this zodiac sign. So yeah, let's look at the message from Spirit with the cards. So as you can see, pulled out some oracle cards as always that can give us a clue of the message for this full moon in Cancer. And I forgot to mention in the intro that this full moon is called the wolf moon, so maybe you should howl to the moon. I don't know. I was sitting and thinking a little bit about this. How can we align the wolf moon with being the matriarch, patriarch? And of course, wolves are very they are very in tune with the pack. Now they hunt in flock, and they travel together in a flock. So yeah, and there are always one leader who leads and take care of the flock, right? The strongest one, the alpha male. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, let's look at the cards. This one is written in Spanish, but I will try to translate it as best as possible. So it was very easy. It says remember. The remembering moon. So what do you need to remember? Is there something about, as I said with this in the intro with the Cancer moon, maybe memories, maybe you are diving into the memories of things that has been, right? I can take myself as an example. 6 years ago, I decided to move from my home country to another and settle down in another country. And in that moment, my family got split up. I have 3 children, and I also have a husband. And my youngest son, the middle child, he stayed in my old country, living with my mother. And my eldest son and my daughter moved with me to the new country. And a lot of things has occurred throughout this period of time, throughout these 6 years. So to make a long story short, now it's just me and my daughter left here in this new country, and things has split up in total. So maybe you are like me. I still think about and maybe sometimes maybe regret that I did what I did, because of course I lost my family. But wherever is not meant to be in your life and not meant to follow you within your journey isn't a loss, actually, right? It isn't a loss. It was meant to happen for you to grow. So if you have had losses within family, this can be a chosen one, like myself. And of course, we have, unfortunately, losses that we can't choose with, for example, other people leaving us. And with death, of course, death is something that we can't foresee. So yeah, don't tuck yourself into this cotton of remembering, looking through this with rose-colored glasses, because when I start to go down that lane, then I suddenly realize why did I make the choice that I did. So maybe that is what, when I remove the rose-colored glasses, I remember why I did, why I chose to do what I did. Yeah. So maybe that is something, the cold hard facts. Not looking through rose-colored glasses, but the cold hard facts. Let's see. Yeah, breaking barriers. I am expanding beyond limitations into joy and freedom. So when you remove the rose-colored glasses that you are maybe putting on and lulling yourself into, tucking yourself into the memories of that, it was actually great. And it's interesting. Look at this. Of course, these are palm trees. and there are new branches here. But look at these. This looks very much familiar. The same, right? Something that you thought was dead is sprouting now. Maybe you thought that you were dead inside. Yeah, maybe you thought you were dead inside, but there are a new hope growing within you, because you are expanding, and you wouldn't have expanded if you still were in the same old environment. So celebrate. What barriers have you been breaking? What barriers have you been breaking for, maybe as me, the last 6 years, or maybe just the last 6 months, or maybe just the last month? Take it as it resonates in your own life. Simplifying your life, yes. That is actually what I did when I made the choice that I did 6 years ago. I simplified my life. I decluttered by selling my house. And when you sell your house, of course you have to clean and get rid of old garbage. And at that time, of course, I couldn't bring with me a lot of things, so I I could only bring with me memories that I could put into 2 suitcases. Yeah. So we actually don't need all the things that we think that we need, right? We actually don't need it. So yeah, minimalizing, living in a more minimalistic environment. And by narrowing your family situation as well, of course, that makes things less complicated, right? When you don't have to worry about your cousins, or you don't have to worry about your aunts and aunts that are not your aunts, or uncles that are not your uncles, and you know, it can be too much when you have a large family. So maybe just focus wholly on your inner circle, like your children and of course maybe your spouse. Okay, so we start the reading with playfulness. This is the page of wands. So there is something about when you simplify your life and you're breaking barriers, you need to put a little bit more playful energy, finding, remembering that life is not about only about hard work, and putting in the effort and energy into the family. You have to live. You have to live yourself. What is making you joyful in life? What is making you joyful in life? Is there something that you have forgotten about yourself? celebrate, as with the full moon said. It's time to honor what is working and declutter out of your life what is not working. So yeah, 10 of Swords with rebirth. It has been a long journey. Look with the camel here. You know, the camel, they can walk through the desert for days without needing the need of water. So it has been a long journey, and it's time now to resurrect from this lion here. More playful energy. Let's see. Past lives, yes. This is the moon card. Interesting. So there, this of, as I said, with remembering what, not tucking yourself into old memories of how things were, but look at things, how things are working now, and declutter what is not functioning anymore. And if that means saying goodbye to family members, that is of course something you unfortunately have to do by your choice. But of course, when people has passed away, there are a time for grief, but you can't keep on grieving forever. You have to move on. And maybe it's a good time now to start to move on from the grieving period. You can't stay in the grieving period forever. You need at some time to rebirth yourself and start living again. Yes. Two of Pentacles, moment to moment, but taking one step at a time, slowly but surely moving towards healing and moving towards joy and freedom. Let's look at the last one. Courage. This is the Strength card. Reminds me a little bit about this. So you, as with this flower, you know, a seed doesn't know when it's coming with the wind. The seed doesn't know where it's been, where it will land, right? And this seed of this beautiful flower here, it has landed in a very harsh and difficult place on earth, trying to push itself through these rocks. You have been breaking a lot of barriers. The seed has been breaking a lot of barriers to come out as this beautiful flower. But you had to take the time to process, yes, to process the memories of the past, because it's not an easy thing when you have a lot of trauma. You know, it's not talking about a short period of your life. Maybe you have had a lot of trauma from previously, in your early days of life, right? And when you are simplifying your life and you want a new start, that is when you have to take one step at a time, but at the same time be courageous enough to blossom, even though you have been in a hostile and difficult area of your life. And I feel also like with this card is remembering to honor yourself for the hard work that you have been doing. Release this now. Honor what should be honored and release what is no longer serving you. Okay, I thank you so much for watching this interesting message for the full moon in Cancer. I'll see you again in another reading very soon. Bye for now.